Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show on SABC3. It's Express on this 25th of April. Today is World Malaria Day, and so we have our special guest in with us today, Mr. Kingsley Holgate, world-renowned traveller and explorer, doing some great work for the cause against malaria. You've been travelling for the past couple of months, all the way from the Horn of Africa, as they call it, Djibouti, and you've been coming down on this journey, all in support of this cause. How's the journey been going?
It's been fantastic. You know, the Great African Rift Valley, as I said, is this massive scar in the Earth's crust. And in fact, what's happening with the movement of tectonic plates, it's slowly splitting apart. And not in our time, but in a few million years, you might find there might be another Gondwana land where the Horn of Africa actually splits away from Africa as this Great African Rift Valley opens up. And the Red Sea then flows down into the interior of Africa. Of course, it's a fantastic area in that there's more than 30 lakes. There's active volcanoes. Wow. It's the best of tribal culture. It's full of wildlife, but sadly, it's also full of malaria.
And you're part of this United Against Malaria campaign. Worldwide, many people involved in it.
Before the World Cup came to Africa, a number of organizations, ambassadors, good people around the world, decided this was an opportunity to do something in the fight against malaria. Joined forces. And in fact, the World Cup came to the stadiums. And at that time, we did an expedition called 2010 United Against Malaria, and we took soccer games right across Africa. So we'd get to a little remote school, replace that little soccer ball made out of old banana leaves and tied with a bit of old rope or twine, replace it with a World Cup ball, have some whistles, have some rules, even do the white lines on the soccer field. It was lovely, you know, goalposts, everything. Man of the match certificate, United Against Malaria bibs, and of course, kicking malaria into the goals, fighting malaria the whole way. So it was our way of joining with United Against Malaria as part of the World Cup.
And this has come straight back home where you're now making these bracelets and you're selling them now all in support of the campaign. And I understand that you've got ladies in Khayelitsha in different communities that have been given opportunities to have jobs now because of these.
Absolutely. As we're talking here, it's a lovely thought. I think it's more than 200 mums. Some of them fairly elderly, some quite infirm. Some of them suffering from HIV, others looking after affected orphans. And as we're talking, if you can imagine the scene out there, there's a mum sitting there with a number of other mums. They sing as they work and everything, and they are threading beads. One said to me once, you know, it's even helped me learn to count. 2 blue, 2 green, 2 red. And of course, these beads get strung onto a bobbin. And then there's another set of people who then turn them into the bracelets, and they put a little disc. United Against Malaria on one side.
Right over here.
There you go.
There it is right over here. It's got Africa on this side over there, and on this side it's got United Against Malaria.
It's fantastic.
And through that, how do the funds get distributed?
Well,
I understand
how it works, the mums get paid. You have to buy the beads.
Yes.
And then 8 to 10 rand of every bracelet sold then goes to the Global Fund. And then that gets distributed in mosquito nets, life-saving mosquito nets, in our case, preferably to pregnant mums and to children under the age of 5 who are the most vulnerable. And those become mosquito nets in people's hands. So what I love about it, it's like a two-pronged attack. Job creation in South Africa, looking after our mums. They, in turn, are looking after others. And we haven't held our hand out to the West and said, give us the funding to fight malaria. We'll do it ourselves out of Africa through the Global Fund, United Against Malaria, the Relate Trust, making bangles in our own Khayelitsha. It's just so lovely. And of course, you know, when you think back in time, beads were used as trade goods. Slaves were bought with beads, the horrific slave trade in the early days. And now to see beads used in a positive way like that, you know, it's connected thousands of people around the world. It's more than just a string of beads. And it's given ordinary people who can go and purchase for 30 rands United Against Malaria bracelet and be part of the winning team to fight malaria. And what's specific about today, of course, is that it's World Malaria Day.
Yeah, and I love the concept of African hands helping African people.
It's lovely.
Lovely, lovely stuff. Now, later on, we're going to be chatting about all the adventures, the dangers, the weird stuff you had to eat, the volcanoes. Man, you know, if you want to know about adventure, then you need to sit down with this man, have coffee with him, and chat to him. Lots more to come on Expresso, though. I think right now we're going to be talking about the VAC competition. The girls have the latest on that.
Stay with Expresso and SABC3.